Hello everybody. Tonight we're at Fort Fright at Fort Michilimackinac in Mackinaw City. I'm doing the intro here in the car because it's very, very windy out there and you won't be able to hear anything I say if I go stand out there. But it starts at 6:30 and we're here at 6, so we have a half an hour to wait. But that's okay because if we didn't get here early, we might not get parking. Now I don't know how much I can film in there because it says we cannot film in the actual haunts. But I'll see if I can film stuff outside of the haunts. So let's see what Fort Fright is like. This is our first year here. So Don says there's already a line waiting. So we'll head over there. This is the Mackinac Bridge. And the way to get in is right there. And then the fort is over there. Are you excited?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. What do you want me to do? Jump up and down yelling woohoo?
Yeah.
Scared. The books that she used to scare, thus the hag that rides the mare, tells me off covered in sweat from the mire and the wet. Thus observe the mane will be of your horse, all not free. He thought, maybe I should have followed his advice and hung a holy medal on the horse. Before he had a chance to do anything, though, the barn door bursts open, and Don Caribou came riding out with a hideous beast on her back. The beast looked much like an ape, with horns and a forked tail and eyes like coal. He set down the gun. His only thought was to run to the wall behind his bed and grab the holy water font. As he grabbed the font and ran to the window, the beast rode past the window, font, water and all, and it hit the horrible Wilton. But what happened was poor Caribou leapt out into the lake with the Wilton on his back and disappeared under the ice. Louis ran out and he fired his gun to get all of the other habitats to come to help him. When they arrived, they agreed that it was like the work of the Wilton because there was a thorn whip. He had been whipping the horse with it. So from there on, all the people of Grosse Pointe would mark their horses with the sign of a cross. Keep the Wiltons at bay. Now folks, today as you go into Michilimackinac, make sure to stay on the path. You don't want any of these Wiltons come after you tonight. The water gate is the safe entrance to the fort.
You are?
Toffee, and I'm told we even have a fortune teller. She'll be able to tell you your past, your present, and hopefully you still have a future. For there are other things loose in the fort tonight. I have heard the howl of werewolves, the cackle of witches and their demon masters, and the upstairs of one of the row houses I could have swore I heard the marching of skeleton soldiers. If it all becomes too much for you, you get lost or frightened, head to the center of the fort. There's a nice big bonfire there that can provide you safety and warmth. But now is the time. Look to your defenses, gather your courage, and welcome to Fort Fright. Get together.
there's a haunted house over here, but I guess we're not supposed to film in there, so we'll see you afterward. Too dark to film in there anyway, but it was really fun. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was fun.
That's only the first one.
Yeah.
There's more.
One, yeah.
So I know the camera doesn't do it any justice because it has light correction on it, but it's getting dark now. We've been through 2 of the haunted houses so far. We're gonna go through the one right in front of us where they're coming out next. But they gave us some popcorn, so we stopped here on this bench to eat it.
Yeah.
Yummy, right?
Yeah.
You having fun so far?
Sure.
Yeah, I am.
There we go. I see the ace of cards. You've recently acquired a skill or finished something, and we'll hang out if you share it. Hello. I see the 7 of books. You have a knowledge that maybe you haven't been paying as much attention to. Revisit that skill and it will pay for you.
Okay, thanks.
Going in and out of Quebec would have had to see her body on display and know what the consequences were of her murder. Even in a case like Marie, that was probably just done in self-defense. So they hang her body up at the beginning of May. It's not taken down to the end of April. And the only reason it was taken down was because the neighbors were attacked. So this is very well known in the early 1760s about Marie Corriveau being hung at the crossroads and a lot of sort of weird things happening. People just not wanting to go past there. I mean, you wouldn't want to go past there just for like gross, reasons. So people tended to avoid the area. And so you do get some travel going out between Quebec and places like Saint-Vary where Marie grew up. In particular, there's a man named Pierre from Quebec who goes out to have a party with his friends in the little town of Saint-Vary. And they're having a great time. It's kind of a night like tonight. There's all kinds of parties happening. They're playing whist, they're playing Sparkle, they're playing Snapdragon, which is one of my favorite 18th century games. You could have a big bowl, you fill it with brandy and nuts and raisins, and then you set it on fire, and you see who can get the most raisins and nuts out of the bowl when it's on fire. It is a lot of fun.
To their faith, so he would oftentimes work 10 hours or more in a day. Now, those funeral rites would mostly be performed at home as a personal matter, but then there would be a funeral mass held after the fact here in the church, and then from there they would be buried either inside the fort's walls in a small cemetery or outside the fort's walls in a larger cemetery, which that must be where Fort Fright is today. So, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I would love to answer them. Otherwise, there is a whole frightening fort to be frightened by, so feel free to leave these walls and experience it. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Midnight, when the whole family was awakened by the beat of a drum and the marching of soldiers. Then the drum stopped, the beat marching, soldiers, musket butts hit the ground, stood at attention. After attention, roll call, the beat of the drum, and off they marched.
So there you have it, Fort Fright at Fort Michilimackinac in Mackinaw City, Michigan. It was a lot of fun, except it was raining on and off. Maybe next year it won't be raining. We couldn't film in the haunts themselves, but they were too dark to do that anyway. So what did you think of it?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we'll come back next year. So we're going to go ahead and say goodnight, and we hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for subscribing because we couldn't do any of this without you. Say goodnight.
Hey, good morning.
Happy Halloween, and we'll see you next time.